Evening all. We have a movie review for you tonight. We've been to the cinemas a couple of times this week, so we'll be dropping a few reviews, hopefully, if we get our act together. Tonight we present The Fall Guy with Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. I almost said Ryan Reynolds then.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Well, they're pretty interchangeable.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, both blonde Canadian actors.
Is Ryan Reynolds blonde?
Yeah.
I thought he's dark-haired.
No, he's blonde. Anyway.
This film has everything.
Everything? Do you want to make out or?
Nope. Oh, yes.
This does not seem safe! Hell yeah!
We're getting tangled in exposition. Minerals.
What's an ice crime?
Are you saying ice cream or ice crime?
Ice crime.
Okay, it's just with your accent, it's hard. I'm not reporting an ice cream.
Yes, no, I get that.
Okay.
You're like sexy bacon.
What is this?
You know?
You need carbs!
What are you doing?
Just chilling down.
You been crying to Taylor Swift?
Doesn't everyone?
Anyway, this movie is about a down-and-out stuntman who must find the missing star of his ex-girlfriend's blockbuster film.
Okay. Based on a television show I used to watch when I was a kid
Yeah.
called The Fall Guy.
And this movie was a lot of fun.
It was. That's exactly what this film
Yeah.
is. It's check your brain at the door,
Yeah,
big popcorn.
yeah.
Well, actually, the funny thing is, it's a popcorn movie. We didn't eat popcorn during the film. We had Pringles. But yeah, it's a film where if you go in looking for too much plot, you're gonna be disappointed. But the film has a lot of convoluted plot, which is a bit confusing for some.
Yeah.
Not if you're watching the film properly, but you know.
There's a reason why the plot synopsis is small on IMDb. It's a very simple movie. It is literally about a stuntman who is tasked with finding an actor who has gone missing on the set
of his
movie.
Of a movie, yeah. And he used to be his stunt double, which, if you don't know, in Hollywood, generally, like in the old days, like Burt Reynolds and all those Clint Eastwood, they always had their own stunt guys. If you've seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, perfect relationship tells you everything you need to know about a stuntman and his leading guy. You know, Cliff Booth was the stuntman for Rick Dalton. You know, and yeah, I love that movie. But yeah, and this character in the film, Tom Ryder, played by Aaron Taylor Johnson, he is like the world's biggest star, and his best stuntman he's ever had is Colt Seavers, played by Ryan Gosling, and there's a horrible accident on the set of one of Tom Ryder's last films, and it breaks Colt Seavers' back, and he basically gets shunned out of the business, and 18 months later he's parking cars at a El Camino restaurant sort of thing, you know, completely he's shrunk away from the film life and all that kind of stuff, and it's hard to track him down. And he had a budding romance with Emily Blunt, and they were a film couple on a set of a film. You know, relationships happen and things like that, and you get quite close to everyone on set. And they had she was a camera operator, and he was the stuntman, and they, on many films, knew her for 15 years, and they had a relationship. Yeah.
But when he broke his back, he got very depressed, and she wanted to be there for him, and he just shut her out entirely and then disappeared. She didn't hear from him for 18 months.
And in walks Colt to the film set, brought back by the producer of the film, who Tom Ryder, she thinks because he knows Tom Ryder so well, he's the perfect person to
Track him down.
And he's in a foreign country, he's in Australia, which is sort of like, well, how my first thought was, well, how is he going to track him down when he doesn't even know what's going on in Australia? But
despite his trepidations, he agrees to actually being in the movie because he thinks that Emily Blunt, who is now has been upgraded from camera operator to director, actually wants him back to be the stuntman for this movie. That's what the producer tells him. But in fact, she has no idea that he's there and is very surprised to see him.
I'd say extremely surprised.
Yes.
Not surprised in a good way.
Yeah. Hijinks ensue.
Yes. And the director of this, David Leitch, he is one of the best action directors I've ever seen. He's
a stuntman himself.
Yeah, and he was on The Matrix, I think. He was a stuntman to Keanu Reeves
Yes,
on
he
The
was,
Matrix,
yeah.
And he just knows the timing he's got on his camera work is just second to none.
Yeah.
I mean, he did Deadpool 2, and he did John Wick 1, wasn't it?
I think so. He did one of the John Wick movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with Chad Stahelski.
I don't think it was the first one.
It might have been.
Anyway, but he did do one of them.
Yeah, he did. And he's such a great director. I think he is very, very underrated. He did Atomic Blonde and he did Hobbs and Shaw. John Wick 1.
I was John Wick, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Bullet Train as well.
Bullet Train.
Yeah.
See, Bullet Train, I think, is his best film.
Yeah.
I really think that was one of the biggest surprises of the last few years.
So this is a man that obviously knows his action well, and that's what the takeaway is for this movie. I think, like, if you want to go see a bit of fluff that is going to keep your attention for an entire 2 hours, this is the movie for you because it's action packed and the action is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's top notch. I mean, some of the fight choreography is just next level.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling had to do a lot of his own. Didn't do all of his stunts.
Although,
he had 4 stunt guys actually.
Yeah, and they all look like him too, which was great.
But he did do a lot of his stunts primarily because
do.
he's playing a stunt guy, so he needed to have the close-ups. But it's great. It's really good.
And I actually think he nailed the romance.
Yeah.
Leach. I mean, for all of the films that he has done, I think he nailed the romance between him, Gosling and Blunt.
I mean, it helps that they have really good chemistry.
Extremely good chemistry.
Yeah.
I thought that for once, I mean, we've seen a lot of films lately where the lead actors, they just have no chemistry and there's nothing tangible there at all. And this finally actually has a proper 2 people that you think could be a couple.
Yeah.
You know, and they sparks fly. I mean, you know, there's chemistry there. You can tell they're good mates off camera.
Yeah.
You know, really good mates.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see him being very good friends with John Krasinski.
Yeah. It's been fun actually watching their press tour for this movie. Like, they clearly have a ball together, and every interview they have is an absolute riot.
Yeah. And I mean, Gosling on SNL a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Did you hear what the rumor is today?
What?
There's going to be a Beavis and Butthead live action movie.
Oh my God.
Because he showed up at the premiere of The Fall Guy with Mikey Day.
Yep.
Oh, that was great.
I've got to show you the latest Jimmy Kimmel as well.
Yeah.
He comes on to the show. They start off with him out the back and he does a whole pile of stunts and kicks the ass of a whole pile of people.
Stunt guys.
Stunt guys, yeah, before he comes onto the stage. It's really funny.
See, it's a good film that they can actually get into for these guys. They need this kind of film for their careers because, I mean, Gosling's hot off Barbie.
Yeah, he's actually been really clever with the promotion for this movie. He was saying, Jimmy Kimmel, he's been kenning for the last several months and now he's stopped kenning, he's stunting instead. So he's been going around press tours going, I can't stop stunting. Stunting is so good, I can't stop stunting. And it makes you want to watch the movie.
Yeah, again.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's so much stuff that the behind-the-scenes stuff, as we watched a review on it, and the behind-the-scenes stuff is actually the best part of things.
Seeing how they pulled all these stunts together.
Yeah, and if you've actually ever been on a film set before, it's so nice to hear someone say speed. And shout out to all my soundies out there because hearing someone say, you know, speed sound is it's just so nice because sound is always forgotten. Yeah. Always. And it was quite nice. And I don't know how much CG they used, but the wire work in this was
Yeah.
fantastic.
It was not as much as I thought. Having watched the behind the scenes stuff, like you compare it to Ghostbusters, what we watched the other day. Everything in the background was CG, but they used real sets, and they were out on the streets actually.
In Sydney and
Yeah.
in the front of the Opera House and
Driving
everything.
down the streets with this bin turned on its side, flipping round and round.
It's
and
so
round.
good to see a skip bin being used as an action sequence in a film based in Australia.
Yeah.
Ah,
And of course, they used the Sydney Opera House because you can't have a movie set in Australia without using the Sydney
you know
Opera
what?
House.
You friggin' well can if you set it in Perth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just-
Movie makers out there, why don't you set an Australian movie in Perth?
Yeah, I'm
Just-
going to.
Just for
Jesus.
something different.
If I ever get the chance to do a feature film, this is where it's going to be
I mean,
set.
Hounds of Love was shot in Perth.
It was, and it's set in Perth.
Yeah.
Yeah, exposing a very bad period of.
Yeah.
I mean, we do have a lot of serial killers in this state.
Yeah. Maybe that's why they don't film here
Yeah.
because we have
They
a
say
history of serial
Things
killers
in
in our
Australia,
state.
well, things that are dangerous in Australia. Yeah, mostly the people.
Yeah, mostly the people.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, if you go over Queensland, mostly the people.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry, Queenslanders.
We digress.
Sorry, cuz. So yeah, this film it's just a riot. We don't want to go into too much of a spoiler territory or tell you much about it. Just go and see it because it's a fun movie. You'll have a great time. Take someone you love, and you'll laugh together the entire movie.
Yeah, it's a very creative movie as well. They, I won't spoil it, but there's a scene in a club where Ryan Gosling has to kick some ass, and it's difficult for him because of something that has happened to him, and yeah, the CG add-ons and the optical for that scene was
It's great.
very, very funny.
Yeah, I mean he really sells it.
Yeah,
He really does.
Yeah.
And it is a truly genuinely nice homage to the TV show, which no one's going to remember except for old guys like me. But it's it follows the sort of story beats of the original TV show. If it's like a lost episode.
Yeah.
But seriously though, it's nothing like the TV show. It was a pretty low budget show. This is actually a huge budget film. I mean, it's probably the biggest budget film in Australia that's ever been filmed.
Okay, so it's got an estimated budget of 125 million, and sadly, it has only thus far grossed 8.4 million worldwide.
But
It's not out in America yet.
it's not out in America
Yeah, it's
and it's
come-
not out in China.
Yeah,
So that will
yeah. So it opens in America next week. So
Tomorrow.
So be very interested to see what the opening weekend is like on this movie.
it's going to be
I
huge.
hope it does well.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is the highest budgeted film in Australia. And okay, if you're a Kiss fan,
Oh yeah, you like this movie.
my son at the beginning of this movie, no spoilers, but he was like, looked at me and goes, "Yeah!" It's
This one squeed. He definitely squeed.
I wish it was a better song, but it's if you're a true Kiss fan, it's on the lesser side. But
It's one of my favorite Kiss songs, but you know,
yeah, well, you're not a true Kiss fan. Yeah,
that's fine.
hardcore, mate. Anyway, so
Yes. Go see this movie.
what, are you going to give it a rating?
Yes, I give this movie an 8 out of 10.
I was thinking
Not- yeah.
same exact.
It's not
rating.
it's not perfect, but it is really well put together. See, a lot of love was put into this movie, and it's a lot of fun.
I'll have what she's having because she said exactly how I'd phrase it. It's a lot of fun. Go see it. Just enjoy yourself. It's nice to be back at the cinema and just enjoying yourself,
Yes.
as opposed to being back at the cinema and saying, "Oh, this is a COVID film."
Yeah.
Or
Yeah. God, you're right.
yeah. It was just it's like the filmmaking of pre-2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're back
Yay, we're back.
or something.
Yeah, I'm not going to quote Lethal Weapon because that's
Yeah, don't do that.
problematic.
Yeah, don't do that.
No, I'm not going to do it. Anyway, From me, stay hydrated.
And remember, leggings are not pants.
They could be.
They're not, though.
All right. Bye.
Bye.